I was born here in Kabul in 1969. By the time of the Soviet invasion, I was at the age of 11 and a half when I fled to Pakistan and lived for 4 years in refugee camps. And returned back at the age of 16. And there I started to teach the kids around me in my village just the basic literacy that I had to read and write.
So this is why they established the school, and I support them financially.
And gradually, the next following years, I was asked by some of the district in charges of that time to help them with establishing schools. And in 3-4 years, I managed to have 6 schools in my districts there. Then after the time of the Taliban, when we fled and went to Pakistan, I opened the schools in Pakistan in the refugee camps. When we returned back from exile after the Taliban and established a school here in Kabul in Afghanistan. And it was really hard because we were opening the school on the smashes and ruins of the war-torn country after the Taliban. And nothing was there at the time to rely on for the establishing of this school. Yeah.
And nowadays we have more than 3,000 students in our school.
Part of our civic education program was concentrated to help people to come out of this negative era of the war at that time. You know, we have different classes here, especially myself, because I'm mostly a civic education teacher. So I conduct classes in different sizes and different types. In the wider, bigger classes, mostly we are going to help the students to learn about a bigger community. But when we are going to have an interactive method of discussions, we are bringing fewer students that they can talk to each other, they can express to each other, they can argue about their visions. These are all part of the style or this methodology that we have for civic education. You cannot change the mindset and the overall cultural vision of the community unless you provide education for the girls.
The most thing that we must learn from school, that is self-confidence. If we have self-confidence, on the time we can do everything.
We are not facing even a single, restriction in this regard. The community has embraced this need and they are supportive to the girls' education.
I think and I'm sure that he was the one who made me to choose the way of my life.
We need those persons, those women, girls, that they know, they have education. It is a way that we defeat the war,
I have written many textbooks, especially on civic education. I initially started with very basic introduction of the students with the characteristics of a human being. Then it goes on to how do you develop your languages, how do you develop your faith, for example, why different faith groups have emerged in the human life. Then we go to the human rights and go to democracy, which is a system which is protecting the human rights. Human rights, that's ethics, that's democracy, that is self-awareness programs. Then it comes to social relations.
The big thing I have learned from Mr. Aziz is that hope. In every situation and in every condition, we should not lose our hope. The hope he has created in this school is that to fight with all problems in the society.
I think that we have come a long way ahead since the fall of the Taliban, and now Afghanistan is much better and safer place for everyone. We have lots of institutions who can provide security and sense of security for the people. Still, there are lots of challenges, yes, but I think they are not unnatural and not unexpected.
He said for us always that you can do these things, you are able to do these things, and Aziz appreciates that we must read our lessons, we must know everything.
I don't think if I am brave because I'm doing very ordinary job. I am trying my best not to pose any restriction in my ordinary life or style of life here. So that is the reason that I say that this is not a bravery. This is just a normal act that any person has to do.